Joining me in studio now for our panel discussion is Dave Rubin. He's host of the Rubin Report, a current events program on Aura.tv, and a contributor and co-creator of unsafespeech.com. And Lalo Dagach, host of The Lowdown with Lalo, and also a contributor to unsafespeech.com. What is unsafe speech?
What is unsafe speech?
What is it?
Well, we live in a weird time. As a guy that talks for a living and listens for a living, you know it. I mean, we live in a strange time where it's not the government that seems to be coming for our speech anymore, right? It's not the First Amendment that people seem to be worried about. It's actually people coming for it ourselves, that every time you say something that someone doesn't agree with, they say you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're a homophobe, you're a sexist, et cetera, et cetera. And because of that, we're self-censoring ourselves. And that's why I wanted to start this site, because there needs to be a home for people to say some things that are challenging.
Are these bloggers, Lalo?
A lot of them are bloggers, some of them are YouTubers or writers, but we want to get a diversity of people in there, people from different countries, people of different ideas. We don't want it to be like just an echo chamber of people just screaming out against one side.
All right, let's get into some thoughts of the gentleman. Bernie Sanders, he's won Washington, Hawaii, and Alaska, all expected. Should he stay in?
Well, he's got to stay in now. Well, first off, he's going to stay in no matter what. Even if it became mathematically impossible, which it's not, he's going to stay in because he's got the money to do it. And did you see this bird that landed on his podium this weekend? I mean, even nature's for him right now. I mean, Hillary's just running sort of a kind of uninspiring campaign. And Bernie's still got a chance.
I'm just worried about if he's in the race against Trump, that Trump might win. I don't think that's something that we can really have.
Do you think Bernie can get the nomination?
Might be able to get the nomination. I don't know if he can win it.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
You really think he can get the nomination?
I think it's possible. Look, this thing's close already. If you take away the superdelegates from Hillary, they're within something like 200 delegates. And guess what? I mean, when Hillary had the superdelegates against Obama, at the last second, when they realized that Obama was getting the popular vote, well, then the superdelegates moved. So it's not like these people are doing anything necessarily on principle of who they believe in. They go where.
How do you explain the Bernie phenomena?
Well, I think it's the country is very divided between terrorism, economics. People are really, going to one side or the other now. So you have Trump really feeding into the people who are afraid, the people who are afraid of immigration, are afraid of terrorism, who see people coming from other countries that they don't understand. And then you have Bernie's side, which people really, they want security in their life. The economy has been really bad in the last 10 years, and they want somebody who can promise that the government can step in and help them out. Fortunately, I don't really know if Bernie's promises can be kept, because even if you promise security to people, that doesn't mean you can actually provide it.
Yeah, I would say that people want the system to change. I mean, that explains Trump and that explains Bernie, right? Whether you agree with them or not. It's not even about the policy. Certainly with Trump, nobody knows what the policies are, and I'm not sure they really understand what it would take to follow Bernie.
If Hillary is the nominee, will Bernie's people come out for her?
They better.
Yeah, I hope so.
They better, right? I mean, look, a lot of people are saying that Bernie would then run as a third-party candidate. I don't think that's going to happen, and he's even said that he'll support Hillary if that's what happens. He has to get those people.
Does he support her and also stump for her?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No doubt. No doubt.
He will.
Yeah.
What worries me about Trump, if Bernie runs and then Trump wins, is that on an international level, a lot of people think about this when looking at Trump, like how does he act towards the nation locally, his bigotry and his bullying, but internationally, he would just be a disaster. First and foremost, the President of the United States has the most power as the Commander-in-Chief of the military. And right now, we're getting into a lot of conflicts with North Korea, for example. They're shooting rockets into the Sea of Japan. They're threatening the United States and Korea and Japan all the time. And I don't think that the best person to have in a situation with the finger on the button for nuclear arms is Trump. That would just be a disaster.
I'm pretty sure World War III would start because of a tweet.
But media loves Trump, and dare say people who own CNN and the people who own CBS, they want Trump.
Well, they want clicks and they want
audience.
Right? I mean,
and
think about this.
People watch Trump.
Yeah, I think you said this to me once, that how many times over the years did a presidential candidate or a president ever call in to the Sunday morning shows. In the history,
Never. Trump.
never, right? Never. Like Meet the Press, you go to Meet the Press. That's not a real controversial opinion. Trump calls in, and guess what? They do it every time. They wouldn't let anyone else call in, and that shows you the guy's getting clicks, he's getting views. So we have this beast that's feeding itself here. They want to stop him, and then they want views. And how do they negotiate those?
Taken to the full extent, Lalo, do you think Trump can be elected president?
I mean, I talk to people who are even like way on the left, liberal people who's like, you know what, I kind of like Trump. And it shocks me, but to the same degree, when they explain why, he's like, he's willing to point out subjects that other people are not willing to. Even liberals might have, issues with immigration and things like that. And it's like, well, Bernie doesn't even want to talk about it, but at least Trump brings it up.
Look, we talk about this all the time, and this is partly why we did Unsafe Speech. If the left won't talk about radical Islam honestly, right? If they won't address it, it's a tough topic, but if they won't address it, well then of course Trump coming in saying, I'm building a wall, I'm banning Muslims. He's just saying the most ridiculous things, but people are starved for anything.
You can't build a wall by the Rio Grande.
You can't build a wall, and they'd have to use eminent domain to take people's farms away and all kinds of stuff.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Larry.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks to Dave Rubin and Lalo Dagach.